Hello back and welcome. In this part we're going to do coloring the snake and spawn orb manager. I know I said we're going to cover running, but I think this is better, so when our snake moves we just get orbs and we don't have to restart the scene every time. Okay, so first I want to start off with coloring our snake, which is we're going to start from simple to more complicated. Let's create a folder, say snake skins, I don't know. We'll put another folder inside, we'll call it skin 1. Inside that one we're going to create two materials. This is one going to be purple. Let's duplicate this one's going to be orange, I don't know. Let's set the color to orange. Nice, this isn't something like this. Purple, set it to purple. Something darkish, that's right. Okay, so if we go back into our code and add a new method called void play update, actually we're just gonna do it in update, and the method is going to be called, I don't know, color my snake. Is that okay? Color my snake. Okay, so void color my snake. We open it up. Above color my snake we're going to add a couple of variables called public material, and it's going to be purple and orange. So if we go here, we're just going to go a for loop if int equals 0, as if I is less than body parts dot count dot I plus plus, and then if integer divided by 2, actually if you say with the leftover of 0 divided for a leftover, and if the leftover is 0 we want the body parts of I to get component render the material equals purple material, we just call it purple, and else I'm just gonna go copy and paste this since I'm lazy, and orange. Okay, so we go back into Unity, assign those to a snake head. We should get no errors. Orange to orange, purple to purple. And if we go ahead and hit run, our snake should change colors. Every body part. Yes, so every second body part will get a different color. You can mess with those. You can say every third part, every fourth. You can maybe even make yourself 5 parts in a row have one color, then the other 5 have different colors. So I'm just gonna leave that to you. Okay, so now we got this, and let's go ahead and create our orb spawning, so it spawns around our head and we don't have to, and we have unlimited source of orbs. Okay, so we're just gonna go do this in update loop as well. Let's call it spawn orb manager. Close that up. Under the color my snake, void spawn orb manager. Open the brackets. So for this one we are going to need two variables actually, public float, excuse me, spawn orb every x seconds. We're just going to name it like that. We're going to assign a value of 1 is nice, and public game object orb prefab, which we created. Let's go ahead and assign that one so we don't forget for later. Select our snake. It's compiling. I'm exporting the previous video, so maybe that's why it's slow. Orb, assign it to orb prefab. Go back into mono develop. Okay, so we're gonna create a IE numerator, which is going to run every few seconds. It's actually a counter, and it will, after every X seconds, it will create one orb. So we don't get millions of them, we get every few seconds or every, I don't know what time you put. We're just gonna go start coroutine. We're gonna name this call every few seconds, pretty much self-explanatory. Spawn orb every X seconds, close that up. So under the spawn orb manager, we're gonna go I enumerator, not numeratable, numerator, call every few seconds. It's gonna take a parameter of float, timer, we'll just call it timer. Let's actually put X, timer, X, and we're gonna go yield, return new, wait for seconds, X. So it's gonna, when it gets into this loop, it will stay here for the X time, and when it passes, it will just go here and do the code, which we are going to write right now. Okay, so we're gonna go vector 3. We need to assign a random position to our new orb prefab. So it's going to random new orb position, and it's going to be somewhere around the head. So we're going to go new vector. Okay, let's make some space here. Okay, so we want to create the orbs near as head as possible, but not in the head, so our snake doesn't, I don't know, mess up or something. So we want to create it in a radius between somewhere. So we're just gonna go, oh, excuse me, we're just gonna go random the range for the X, and it's going to ask for integer of minimum and maximum. And I don't want to assign +10 or -10 on the X-axis, because then there is a possibility of it spawning in our head. Which I want to do is to limit it in the radius, which we will do like this, in range, and then send this one. Oh, excuse me. Okay. I'm sorry, I had a phone call. Okay, so we want to put random inside random. So we're gonna go random.range from transform the position.x -10, since we want the minimum first, transform the position.x -5. Since we're dealing in minuses, it has to go -10 since it's less than -5. Random range, transform the position.x +5, comma, transform the position.x +10. Close that up. We already have an open one here. And since I'm lazy, I'm just going to copy and paste this one. Okay. Put 0 on the end since it's a vector 3. And don't forget to change these into y's. Y, Y, and Y. I think that should all be good. So when we get the new position in vector 3, we're gonna go game object, new orb. We're gonna assign it to instantiated one. Instantiated, I always spelled it wrong. Orb prefab, comma, random position, new orb position, return in the identity as game object. We're going to position it in the orb, the empty game object where we put our orb, so it doesn't get too many objects in the scene, so it will all put in one, let's call it folder. And yeah, okay, game object or parent equals game object with reg g dot find orbs, I think we named it orbs, and new orb that transform the parent equals orb that transform. Close that up, and if we go back into Unity, we should compile that. Nothing to change. If I were to hit play, oh, and we see something's wrong. Why is it spawning so many? Spawn every, oh. Once this gets called, it will run this forever, so we want to not do that, so we're just gonna go stop coroutine called call every few seconds, and it's gonna stop it and then execute again after 1 second, and I'm gonna go ahead and call this to 0.5. Okay, so we hit play, we can see that it's spawning somewhere on the head, and that's what we wanted. Okay, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.